Hello guys, how you doing out there? My name is Ayodeji Anifowose. Glad to have you here today. This is Great Father, Great Husband channel, and I talk about a lot of things that help you become a great father and a great husband at the same time. Both goals alongside. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Today's topic is very important, and the reason is I did the part 1 some time ago, how to grow in love with your spouse. So this time around I'm doing the part 2. I see many people kept calling me, sending messages to me about that particular topic and how it has really helped them in their relationship, in their marriage. And then God be the glory, I was able to get more inspiration on the next chapter. We're going to look at 7 ways to grow in love with your spouse. 7 ways. The first one is communicate with your spouse. One of the major problems in marriages today is that we don't communicate. We probably don't understand the meaning of communication. Communication is when a message is sent from a sender to a receiver, and the receiver is able to confirm the message and say, yes, I got your message. But most of the time we don't fill up that space. So communication. Communicate with your spouse. Don't leave that communication line. Communicate regularly. Communicate. Talk to each other. Talk to each other. You were talking before you got married. So how come when you got married is because you communicate. Communicate. Try as much as you can. No matter if either you're introvert or extrovert, try as much as possible to keep the family, to keep the marriage, to keep the love growing at all times. Very important. The second thing is be more open to your spouse. Be more open. Most of the time people try to hide secrets, here and there. It won't help you. Be more open. I can't lock my phone for my wife. It sounds absurd. Many people have reasons of locking their phone or hiding. The only time my wife can't check my phone or cannot check my computer is when I'm preparing a surprise for her, just for her not to ruin the surprise, so she will not see. That's the only time. That's the only time my wife can have access to my iPad, my iPhone, my computer, because I don't want her to know the surprise I'm planning for her, so she doesn't know what was going on. That's the only time. And that's one of the ways we grow in love with each other, because she knows that this guy is so open to me. Very important. The third thing you want to do is to support your spouse. Give your spouse the support she needs. For example, the month of December 2020, my wife was doing 30 days challenge. Oh God, I took it upon myself as if it was me that was going to be on the YouTube. It was a thing. I was one coordinating most of the things. I gave her all the support that she needs. I gave it fully to her, because my success is to see my wife getting much better, even better than me. I take pride in that. I enjoy that, because one of the reasons why God brought us to meet each other is to help each other fulfill that God's promises, that God's plan for our lives. Very important. So give her the necessary support you can. Financially support her, support her dreams, support her goals, give everything you can to support her. Very important. Even though you see that, this person is going to end up becoming bigger than, support. It's always in your own. At the end of the day, it's your own credit. What's your gain when you have a wife that is not progressing? It doesn't make you feel good. How would you feel? You're gonna feel happy? Your wife is not moving forward? Your wife's goals are not being achieved? What's your gain in that? But you're gonna gain so much when your spouse is able to achieve their goals, their dreams, because you give them the support they needed. The fourth one is look for ways to always add value to your spouse. Look for ways. You know your spouse, you know your wife, you know what they need. Give your spouse what is needed to add value. I look at my wife regularly and see what else can I do for her that will add value to her. Okay, I need to get her this, I need to get her this, I need to. Sometimes I just see a video on the internet that blesses my soul. I send it to her. Recently I traveled and I got a devotional that blesses my soul. I came back home and the first, if I was already telling her on the phone, I'm like, I have a devotional that blesses my soul. I want to give it to you also to read. It's all adding value to her. So which means that I'm not only working towards adding value to myself, I'm also working towards adding value to my wife. Funny enough, around that same time, I was supposed to speak at an online event, and then for some reason I wasn't available, so I told my wife to go represent me. And people gave me testimony of what my wife came to do there. They said my wife did so well. I was so happy. I'm like, yeah, yes, God, this is one of the things I asked from you then. I told that, God, please, I want a wife that even if I'm not available to speak at an event, I can send her and I can be so confident that she will speak according to your own inspiration. The next thing is deal with insecurity. You want to grow in love with your spouse, deal with insecurity. Oh, your wife is earning more than you, your wife is becoming more famous than you, and you want to be looking at that, you're going to wound yourself. I'm going to do an episode on insecurity very soon, but you need to deal with insecurity. It's very, very, very important. Deal with insecurity. If you don't deal with insecurity, you're not going to allow your love for your spouse grow. Deal with insecurity. Very important. Now, what do I mean by that insecurity? You're insecure because your wife is progressing. No, you can't stay on that level. You also will not grow if that's your focus. If that's your focus. Marriage is not for competition, it's to complement each other. My wife is complimenting me, I'm complimenting her, and we are all for each other to help each other achieve goals that we want to achieve. It's not for selfish reasons. It's not for selfish reasons. If you ask me, do I have insecurity with my wife? I don't. The reason is because I pride myself seeing that I put effort with the grace of God and my wife is able to achieve a goal. I'm happy. I'm happy. Yes, I am very happy. The next thing, which is the 6th point, is don't be stingy. Some men find it difficult to give money to their spouse. They cannot even show their spouse how much they earn in a month. I know that many people have different wives to deal with. Some wives can spend, anyhow. But at least, even if you can spend it anyhow, let them know what you have. And it's about what you can give, But don't be stingy. Give them what they need. Give your spouse what your spouse needs. Sometimes I just travel. My ATM card is with my wife. My earnings comes in there. They pay for whatever bills that need to be paid for. I'm okay with it. That's my job. I've said it in one of my videos that was talking about God's design for marriage. Go check the video. You're going to see what I talk about God's design for marriage. That the man's supposed to take charge and the woman's supposed to be helpmate. So whatever bills I can't take care for that month, probably the income was not enough for that. My wife can now help, step out to assist. But I take the full responsibility of being a father and a husband. The 7th point is go out together. Many couples today do not go out with each other. They don't even have date night. Organize a date night. On my calendar on my phone today, there's a particular day every month that I schedule for date night with my wife. You don't need to go out to dinner all the time. Sometimes you could go for movies. Sometimes you could be in the house, especially this lockdown period, play games together. Find an activity that can put you guys together. The reason for date night is not just for you to spend time. It's for you to be able to get to know each other more. Talk about those things you wouldn't have had opportunity to talk about. To spend that precious time with each other, so you can grow more in love. The more you spend time together with each other, the more you grow in love. The more you go out together, the more you grow in love. So some people, they can go out with each other, and you're married, and you want your love to grow for your spouse, except you have another plan. But if truly you want your love for your spouse to grow, you must learn to go out with each other. Take each other, go to the beach, go for movies, go on vacation. In my family, it's not negotiable. We go for vacation at least once in a year. Once in a year. We try as much as possible to save for it. Not because there is so much money around to play around with, but this marriage thing is very important. It's very important. I leave you with this word today. Please, and please, I beg you, please, your marriage can't afford to fall off. Your marriage can't afford to just go down like that. You can put effort into this. You can watch my part 1 and watch the second part. I know that God will minister to your heart and He will help you to be able to work on your marriage. Until we see next time, my name remains Ayodele Janifoshe. Bye.